Hello, my lovelies. Today we will read This Hyper World by Tora Likes Puppies. Chapter 13. A Bumpy Ride. There are not many people that can sneak up on me, he said, stopping his pacing. But you figured I'd come. I already knew the answer, which is why I came now. After, he said. After whatever tortuous fury could concoct, you would appear as a friend. As a balm, and I would cooperate. I want to know what you've done to Agent Barton. I would say I have expanded his mind. And once you've won, I started walking towards him. Once you're king of the mountain, what happens to his mind? Oh. Is this love, Agent Romanoff? Love is for children. I owe him a debt. Tell me, before I worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., I made a name for myself. I have a very specific skill set. I didn't care who I used it for or on. I got on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar in a bad way. Agent Barton was sent to kill me. He made a different call. I told him a very simplified version of the story. And what will you do if I vow to spare him? Not to let you out. He grinned. Oh no, but I like this. Your world is in balance, and you bargain for a man. Regimes fall every day. I tend not to weep over that. I'm Russian. I informed him. And what are you now? It's really not that complicated. I got red in the ledger, and I like to wipe it out. Can you? Can you wipe it out? Can you wipe out that much red? Darkov's daughter, Sao Paulo, the hospital fire. Barton told me everything. He got up and started walking over to me. I started making a face of fear. Not that I was actually afraid. Your ledger is dripping. It's gushing red, and you think saving a man no more atrocious than yourself will change anything. This is the basest sentimentality. This is a child at prayer. Pathetic. You lie and kill in the service of liars and killers. You pretend to be separate, to have your own code, something that makes up for the horrors. But they are a part of you, and they will never go away. He slammed his fist on the glass. I won't touch Barton, not until I make him kill you. Slowly, intimately, in every way he knows you fear. Then he'll wake just long enough to see his good work, and when he screams, I'll split his skull. I turned the face away from him, pretending to cry. This is my bargain. You, Newling Quim, you're a monster. He laughed. Oh no. You brought the monster. Bingo. So Banner, that's your play. What? He said with a confused look on his face. I started walking away. Loki means to unleash the Hulk. Keep Banner in the lab. I'm on my way. I said into my earpiece. I stopped to look at him. Thank you for your cooperation. I then left, headed for Banner's lab. What are you doing, Mr. Stark? Fury walked into the lab. I looked up over at him, but kept watching the screen that's tracking the cube. Kind of been wondering the same thing about you, Dad countered. You're supposed to be locating the Tesseract. We are. The model's locked and we're sweeping for the signature now. Bruce countered. When we get a hit, we'll have the location within half a mile. He pointed over at me. I waved when he turned to look at me. Yeah, then you got your cube back. No muss, no fuss. He was interrupted when the screen pinged a bit. What is phase 2? A loud clang, and I saw Cap placing a gun on the desk. Phase 2 is SHIELD uses the cube to make weapons. Sorry, the computer was moving a little slow for me. Rogers, we gathered everything related to the Tesseract. This does not mean we're making... I'm sorry, Nick, Dad loudly interrupted, turning his screen to show him. What were you lying? I was wrong, Director. The world hasn't changed a bit. Cap frowned at him. Did you know about this? Bruce asked Nat when she entered. You want to think about removing yourself from this environment, Doctor? Natasha asked when she entered the room. I was in Calcutta. I was pretty well removed, Bruce reminded them. Loki is manipulating you, she stated. And you've been doing what exactly? You didn't come here because I bat my eyelashes at you. Yes, and I'm not leaving because you suddenly get a little twitchy. I'd like to know why SHIELD is using the Tesseract to build weapons of mass destruction, Bruce demanded. Because of him, Fury answered, pointing at Thor. Me? Thor questioned. Dad looked on curiously too. Last year, Earth had a visitor from another planet who had a grudge match that leveled a small town, Fury started explaining. We learned that not only are we not alone, we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned. My people want nothing but peace of your planet, Thor said, appalled. But you're not the only people out there, are you? And you're not the only threat. The world's filled up with people who can't be matched, that cannot be controlled. Like you control the cube? The captain asked. Your work with the Tesseract is what drew Loki to it, and his allies. It is a signal to all the realms that Earth is ready for a higher form of war, Thor explained angrily. A higher form? You forced our hand. We had to come up with something. A nuclear deterrent, Dad cuts in. Because that always calms everything right down. Remind me again how you made your fortune starve, Fury points out. I frowned. Something isn't right. The Cap turned to stare at Dad. I'm sure if he still made weapons, Stark would be neck deep. Wait, hold on. How is this about me? I'm sorry, isn't everything? I thought humans were more involved than this. Excuse me, did we come to your planet and blow stuff up? Fury says, and an argument ensues. It was getting loud, and a constant humming coming from somewhere was ringing in my ears. I covered them, started leaving the room, and no one noticed me leave, it seemed. Something isn't right. I just can't tell what. I wandered the hallways a bit before being stopped by someone. What are you doing? They asked. I glanced up, and it was Mr. Coulson. It's loud, the humming, the arguing, the yelling. I informed him. Humming? He looked at me curiously. What could be? He was cut off by an explosion. He pulled me close to him to protect me. Nothing was around us. Come with me, he instructed. I started following him. I heard people talking in his comms. You? He turned to me as he approached the door. He opened it with a thumbprint and retinal scan. Stay here, he instructed as he grabbed something. What's that? I asked. A gun, he helpfully informs. Stay here, he says, and leaves. I opted not to listen to these instructions as he left, and I heard he was gone. I headed back to the lab where everyone was missing. I leaped onto the ceiling and stuck to it, hiding and watching for anyone to come close. Eventually, I saw Ford and the Hulk fighting in here. The hair on the back of my neck stood up and I looked over at the window to see a jet. It started shooting at Hulk. Ford drove out of the way of the bullets and Hulk jumped out towards the plane. Idiot, I mumbled while the plane started to fall out of the sky. The helicarrier was starting to level out. I knew Dad was on his way back. I could hear people rattling off orders over communication. But something shut up everyone. Agent Coulson is down. Fury cuts through the charter. The medical team is on its way to your location, someone responded. They're here, they called it. After a while, Dad was calling out my name. Peter! Peter! I heard the captain call too. As they entered the lab where they last saw me, I attached the wrap and lowered myself down. Peter! I'm okay, I told him. That was loud. He scooped me up into his arms, my chest against his. He kissed the top of my head. I'm glad you're okay. That was a really bumpy ride, I said sleepily. You're telling me, he chuckles. Was it worth it to see Bruce again? Totally, I nodded. He turned into the Hulk, I frowned. How did he do that? The captain asked. Story for another day, he answered. Let's get you out of here. Okay, I'm gonna take a nap, I said, and before he can even respond, I'm already asleep, dreaming of being in Disney World, the happiest place on earth. And that was chapter 13. I'll see you in chapter 14. Bye bye.